Hey, what's going on? It's your boy BT, and I came here to talk some boxing with the thousands of True School Sports subscribers. What's going on, guys? Now, this is the official post-fight review video for the Vasyl Lomachenko versus Jason Sosa fight. And man, what a masterclass performance by Lomachenko. This guy, the more I watch him fight, the more I like him. The more I think I'm going to put him number one on my pound-for-pound list, because this dude, he just does so many things in that boxing ring, man, that you know, unless if you box on any level, whether it's amateur, pro, or you're just a random gym fighter who's trained boxing to stay in shape, you guys would know how hard it is to box. And when you watch Lomachenko, some of the things he does in the ring, whether it's turning fighters, whether it's working on the inside, whether it's commanding range with his punch angles and all that stuff, you know, he makes this stuff look so easy, and it's really not. So he went there against Jason Sosa tonight. He won every moment of every round. Made Jason Sosa look like he was just, you know, chopped liver, a guy that had never picked up boxing gloves in his life. And got a 9th round stoppage against Jason Sosa. Now, obviously, Jason Sosa was not expected to win this fight. He was 25-1 underdog for a reason. But with that being said, Jason Sosa is still a top 10, you know, fighter in the weight class. And he's someone that's beaten the likes of Javier Fortuna, who was once a highly rated guy. He's given Nicholas Walters a hard fight. So it's not like Jason Sosa is an unproven, untested guy in that ring. He just was, you know, outskilled, outclassed in every department. And Lomachenko did a good job of sticking to his game plan and just being in control, whether they be from the outside, the inside. It amazes me how complete of a fighter this guy is. You know, the fact that he can fight from the inside, can fight from the outside, has good footwork, has you know, good power, good defensive skill as well. You know, they're really, to me, the term pound for pound anyway in the first place, it originated in the first place because of Sugar Ray Robinson, and it was because he was such a complete fighter, and it was basically saying that, like, you know, if you shrink everybody down to size and they fought Sugar Ray Robinson, he beat them all. That's basically what pound for pound is. And I feel like the same thing with Lomachenko, man. He's the most skilled fighter in the world, and honestly, you know, I had Roma Gonzalez number one for a very long time. Even people wanted to push for Andre Ward, because Roma Gonzalez had shown dominance. He had shown he could be high quality opponents easily. He had shown that, you know, he could jump weight classes, and he's still going to be in my top 3 or 4, and he can still work his way back up to number 1 if he can get a couple wins. But as of right now, for me personally, it's really between Lomachenko and Golovkin. I'd put Terence Crawford up there, but he hasn't impressed me. His last fight really, just John Molina was whatever to me, and I want to see him in the ring with more true 140 pounders just before I just bump him up so high. But as far as best fighter in boxing, to me it's a 2-man race. It's Lomachenko, it's GGG. These guys, you know, with Lomachenko you have the wow factor of how he's just dominating guys with his boxing skills and, you know, beating the living hell out of them. With Gennady Golovkin, you have a historical middleweight title run where he's beaten, you know, just as many top 10 guys as anybody in boxing. You know, so he deserves credit as well. And a lot of people thought Jacobs beat him in his last fight. You know, initially when I watched it too, I thought Jacobs beat him, but Golovkin, you know, deserved the decision because of, you know, the knockdown and, you know, just the fact that he was able to, you know, be the more effective puncher. Jacobs was winning a lot because of his elusiveness, but he didn't really offer enough with his punching to get a decision against a champion. So that's what it is there. But man, Lomachenko, I mean, I'm running out of things to say about this guy. Sometimes, like when I watched the other fights on this card, it was Vazdik versus Gonzalez and Unieski and Usyk versus Michael Hunter. You know, I talked a lot during those cards. But when I watched Lomachenko, there were many pockets of our live stream which I just got done doing. All, you know, me and a couple thousand on my best friends. We watched here on Google. We talked boxing, and we broke the fight down together in live in real time. We had a great time, and you know, I didn't speak as much during the Lomachenko fight because I was just so in awe of his skill. And there's very few fighters that when I watch them fight that they wow me with their skills. There's only, you know, I would say maybe Roma Gonzalez and Lomachenko are those guys for me. And I know for some of you guys that might be Kovalev, it might be Ward, it might be Golovkin, but for me those guys are Lomachenko and Roma Gonzalez. So, you know, credit to him, he gets a 9th round stoppage. For Jason Sosa, I'm really concerned for him because I felt like his corner should have stopped the fight earlier on. He was getting beat up, and it was apparent for about three or 4 rounds that he was not going to win the fight, and he was not going to get back into it at all. And he's still relatively young. He's still a guy that is a top 10 caliber fighter, and he could still have, get beat some guys in the top 10. But with the with that kind of beating he just took, I'm not sure whether he'll ever be the same. It's hard to just say he'll be the same. You don't know these kind of things, but shame on his corner. I thought they should have stopped it earlier, but he's a warrior. He got a warrior's heart. Went out on his shield, but he just didn't have enough in this fight against Lomachenko, and he's not gonna beat Lomachenko ever. I don't think because of his style, but shout out to him. Still got respect for him as a fellow pizza man. I wish him nothing but the best moving forward, because he has been a quality fighter than a guy like Javier Fortuna, who many people thought was the future of this division at one point. So let me know what you guys think in the comments down below about the fight. Do you rank Lomachenko the #1 most skilled fighter in the world, the #1 pound-for-pound fighter in the world? I think it's getting harder and harder with every fight to not rate him the #1 most pound-for-pound fighter in the world. Bernard Hopkins did. Do you? Let me know in the comments down below. Let me know what you thought about his performance. What do you want for him moving forward? Who do you think he should fight? I think for him, his biggest challenge will have to move up in weight. Have to move up in weight and fight a guy like Terence Crawford if Top Rank is willing to make that fight. Obviously, the more realistic fight to be a Salido or Mikey Garcia, but for me personally, I think I want to see him fight Terence Crawford, because if there's one guy who could overcome a size disadvantage like that, it would be Lomachenko with his skill set and body punching. But let me know what you guys think in the comments down below about Lomachenko and his performance against Jason Sosa. Let me know what you guys think about Jason Sosa. Where does he go from here? And will he ever be the same fighter again? A top 10, former world champion. Will he ever be the same again? Let me know in the comments down below. Take the time to subscribe, and you can love me or you can hate me, but I'm just a kid from Daniel. So until next time, take care, guys.